I joined Opera Grand Rapids in the fall of 1989 and spent 26 years as the general director and artistic director combined. And the initial season that I oversaw included The Flying Dutchman and Carousel. And the company grew from that in the following year into 4 productions, and then was able to maintain a very active repertory for most of the 26 years that I was involved in a leadership capacity with Opera Grand Rapids. To quote Verdi himself, he was asked, what are the 3 most important characteristics of a great opera singer? And he said, voce, voce, e voce. It's voice. It's what in opera we would call the gift. A person can be a wonderful performer in oh so many ways, but a truly great opera performer must have a magnificent instrument that is properly trained to project over full orchestral sounds and to fill a hall. And in addition to having a unique, distinctive, and individual voice, you should also have theater skills. You have to have language skills, you have to have musical skills, you need to be in the condition to look the roles of the characters that you sing, and then you have to have a delivery system that allows you to bring all of those very important attributes together to offer a very satisfying characterization in music of what is really interesting drama. You know, a regional opera company should be dedicated to the presentation of developing talent, to identify burgeoning talent, emerging talent, and looking at their potential is, I think, a special path that opera companies should follow, particularly with our native artists. Long list of distinguished artists that in the earlier phases of their career were featured by Opera Grand Rapids. And in terms of being proud, I am probably more proud of that than had I been able to hire the world's leading celebrities, because they had already arrived at their level of distinction. What we wanted to do was have some ownership of the development of great talent. And I think if you look through the rosters of the casting of Opera Grand Rapids over the many years, you'll find many names that are very well known today for their work in the major houses in the world. Several productions that involved Lise Lindstrom, as an example, who's now possibly the world's reigning Salome and Turandot. And she performed with our company a number of times, but also Brian Email. Brian sang a couple of productions with us when he was truly beginning his professional career, and look at him now. He graces the world's stages, singing the major repertory at the Metropolitan Opera, Covent Garden, La Scala, Vienna Staatsoper. Angela Menino, who sang with us a few times and is at the Metropolitan Opera. We had a wonderful list of guest artists. One of greatest celebrity was Piero Giuliacci, who sang Radames for our Arena Aida, and who also sang Ballo and Mascara in one of our productions. But accompanying him were many artists that were emerging talent singing at New York City Opera and regional companies and ended up at the Metropolitan Opera. I would suggest Mark Rucker, who sang with us many, many times. Again, a leading interpreter of the role of Rigoletto. A true audience favorite was Sarah Jane McMahon, who visited us on many occasions and is a New Orleans native, which was always fun for me, but also had the distinction of winning the Golden Audition Award at New York City Opera for her debut. Victoria Livengood sang the role of Bizet's Carmen in the Arena. And it is the only time in my career that I ever entered to go to the podium on horseback. We had distinguished tenors and baritones complementing our casts. And I tell you that is something that was very special for establishing the role of Opera Grand Rapids in the city. It's a wealthy city in its intellectual promise and its industrial promise, and we felt that we had a very specific role to play in contributing that element of the quality of life that great arts can do. I would never want to go beyond a discussion of that opera company without mentioning the Grand Rapids Symphony Orchestra. As I often said during my tenure, this is one of the finest professional symphony orchestras in the country. It is certainly distinguished in the regional arena. And my partnership with them artistically was also one of the most gratifying parts of my work in Grand Rapids. We made great music together. It is a magnificent organization and one that we with great pride like to tout as a partner in our ventures. Opera is one of the most fascinating professions that one can enjoy. It is theater, it is music, it is every aspect of art. It is what we call the multimedia art form in the multimedia age. As Grand Rapids continues to enjoy its civic successes, that Opera Grand Rapids can continue to be an important part of the quality of life that makes up that great city.